Okie dokie, so here's how you fix Geoset animations that are totally out of whack. I'm gonna do this on this building here. In order to start, you gotta go about deleting every single one of these. There we go. File save. Close that. Open up MdlVis. Open it up. Wherever it is. Alright. Here we're going to go to Modules, Sequence Manager. Click up here, go to your first animation. Now, down here, visibility should say create instead of having a little checkbox, that says on or off. We're going to select all of the geosets here. Hit create, off, on. Now that guarantees that on this keyframe right here, this now has the data to appear as on to show itself. We'll do the same at the end keyframe, off, on. Then again at death, at the beginning right here, and at the end. I'm going to do this for every single animation. We're going to fine tune it after this process is done. Off. There we go. Last one. All right. So now if I save this and reopen it here, what this has just done is it has recreated these now with all, like the beginning and end keyframe down here of every single animation on the model. This is an extremely solid thing. This means that during every single animation, the entire model will be visible at all times. However, obviously I don't want it to appear in-game like this. I don't want that portrait background to be there. So what I'm going to do is uncheck all of these. Now I've just got the portrait background here. So that's, if we click up here, show all, uncheck that. This will only now show what you have selected. So in this instance, we only have the portrait background shown. I'm going to go to stand work, disable it on stand work. There we go. Disable it on birth. Disable it on decay. Basically, absolutely everything that isn't marked with portrait. Okay, now if I save that, here's what it did. Now, see, that's control left click to select that, so that's the bottom geoset. If we go here, you'll see that only on the last two right here, this is the portrait animation. Everything else here, it is, the value is 0. That means it will not appear. It will not just render in-game. That's good. That's what we want. I'm going to close that. Now, we want to do this with the rest of the model. In this case, I'm going to be selecting the bulk of the model, everything else that's going to appear. And only for decay, I'm going to turn it off entirely. And at the end of death as well, because it should be underground at that point. That's it dying. That's grand. Now with that saved, open it up here, go to orc mount, or in this case orc mount. Now it should play perfectly. See, during death, at the end of death, it's no longer being rendered, which means that's less stress on the game engine. During decay, again, there's no model being rendered. It's not even invisible. It's gone. For portrait, it appears just as it would. So in game, when you select it, you'll have a view of this with a black background, of course, not gray. And during stand and work, it appears as it should. Finally, hit calculate extents. That will bake it into the model. And now, if ever you need to, say, go to here and modify the color, we'll check use color, hit this and bring it over to, say, bright green. Ta-da, now it has green cloth. Now we can make any changes to the geoset that we want, and not only will it stick, but it will stay. Any change that you make, it will not bug out and disappear in-game. And yeah, that's how you do that. You have learned something.